Are we plugging? Yeah. Greetings, community. We are
1, 2
Comic Talk, and we would love to introduce first to Kai's left. We have John of John's Comic for Kids.
What's up,
Next.
people? How we doing?
Dylan.
Hey, what up, my guys?
Comic
Hope everyone in the community's doing good. Dylan's Comics, Kev.
Sorry.
I'm just clowning.
Next, we got Mark and Pow. Say hi, guys.
Of Vicious Mockery fame.
And Kai, we are collectively considering ourselves what?
Thespian Theater Thursday?
Thespian Theater Thursday group. We are pleased to have our first event with you guys. And this is awesome. We've been lightly talking, and this is a development in part by John, in the sense of we were very much inspired by his readings and how he reads to his children and his Saturday morning shows. If you haven't seen his shows yet, you have to. If you haven't subbed him, I'm sure once you've seen his shows, you're going to. So please do yourself a favor. Check him out. Dylan and I have been talking about this for a little bit, and he liked the idea, and there was no way that I could do this without him. And it's a pleasure to have you with us, Dylan, and thank you for assisting in this whole development.
Thanks for having me, brother. I always appreciate it.
Now, someone who's not with us is Perry. Now, Perry also inspired us to do this too. All right. Without Perry doing some of his readings, I don't think that we would actually really want to go forward without both hearing John and hearing Perry, and then later hearing Dylan, and how we know when we read these comics, we get excited. So without further ado, I'd like to bring it right back to John.
Thank you all for coming tonight. We are going to be reading, as Mark is showing you, Canto. And we're starting with issue number 1, and we're going to see how far we go through this tonight. We're hoping to get through a few issues. There it is. Look at that bad boy. One of the most sort of out of nowhere and exciting books from 2019 that I think has continued to really kind of bounce through this community. So it's very exciting to do that. So without further ado, here we go. Yeah. Canto, written by David M. Boer. Art by Drew Zucker. Colors by Vittorio Astoni. Letters by Deron Bennett. Editor David Marionette. I shall take the heart, returned the Tin Woodsman, for brains do not make one happy, and the happiness is the best thing in the world. L. Frank Baum, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
We've lost all our stories, all but one. No one knows where this story began or who told it first. We pass it along in whispers. We hide it away because everything else is gone. Once there was a boy who lived in a kingdom in a faraway land. He was training to be a knight. One night, invaders stormed the gates and stole the kingdom's princess. They took her to the tallest tower in the tallest castle atop the tallest mountain. The boy was not ready for the dangers that lay ahead. But if he did not go after the princess, if he did not become the knight he was destined to be, she would be lost forever. On his quest, the knight battled hordes of beasts and enemies. He faced countless horrors. When he arrived at the mountain, he looked up at the steep face, and he climbed. He arrived at the top of the tallest tower in the tallest castle, and he faced the evil sorcerer that had taken the princess. The battle was long, and the knight was bruised and bloodied. When he believed he could not fight no more, he vanquished his foe. The knight returned home, and the townsfolk called him a hero. The princess asked him to rule the kingdom by her side. The knight didn't see himself as a hero or a prince. He saw only a boy who had succeeded in his quest.
Little slave, get back to work.
This is Arcana, the only place any of us has ever known. Our hearts are taken away before we know what they're for, and they're replaced with clocks. We spend our time feeding the fires that burn under Arcana for reasons we've never been told until our clocks stop. They've forbidden us to have names, forbidden us to care for one another, forbidden us to feel love. But I care for others. I feel love. And I have a name. My name is Canto. What is it? What's wrong?
The slavers damaged his clock beyond repair.
Couldn't you fix it? He was young. He had time left.
It was beyond my skill. Bury him in the forest or they will throw him in the furnaces. Be quick. The Malarex are active tonight.
We should not linger.
I'll only be a moment.
Canto!
You should not be out here.
Oh, nor should you.
The furnaces were no place for him.
Thank you for your gift. It's my favorite yet.
You're welcome.
Did you hear that?
A Malarex! It's coming closer.
What do we do, Canto?
Stand back. We will not fill the belly of the Malarex tonight. Wait. This one, missing an eye, damaged ear. Elders spoke of him. He's old. He's been around for a very long time. He's not like the younger Malarex. Elder says he decided long ago our people are not food.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Canto, is your hand shaking?
No, of course not.
Explain yourself, slave.
We tried to hide them, Canto.
Slave, you have given yourself a name?
No, I gave it to him.
You know the punishment, slaves. If she can no longer work, the furnaces await.
Canto,
I'm here.
tell me the story of the night.
You've heard it 1,000 times.
You tell it best.
You should rest. Save your strength.
Do you know what happens to the knight? Does he spend his days ruling the kingdom alongside the princess?
No one knows. That part's been lost.
Or perhaps it hasn't been told yet.
Perhaps. Rest now. I'll be here when you wake up. Elder, have they returned?
Not yet. I expect them soon.
When will you continue her repairs? She's losing time. Elder?
I'm sorry. I've done what I could.
There must be something else we can do.
I worked on her for hours. You have to understand. She's very damaged.
I'm sorry. It's just not fair. None of this is fair.
Many of our people have felt the same unfairness as you do. Yet you must be careful, for all of them have found their fate in the furnaces.
Then remove my clock and give it to her. Let my furnace, let the furnaces be my fate, not hers.
You know I cannot do that, Canto. Our clocks can never be switched. The slavers have made quite sure Our time is our own.
The stones were gone by the time we returned. The slavers must have taken them. All of them? We found this one. It's her favorite. Thank you. Elder!
It's not safe for you with all the Malarex.
That's the elder.
Oh, did I mess that up? Sorry.
Yeah. It's not safe for you with all the Malarex.
Sorry. My time of fearing the beasts of this world has long passed. Canto, she has given you a name, although it will cost her life. You love her, although it is forbidden. You offer to give your own clock, although your time would end. It was not forthright. I was not forthright with you, Canto. Beyond our border, there is a lake. There are rumors of a hermit living there who knows where we came from and why we are slaves. We did not come into this world with clocks in our chests. We came with hearts. The rumors say the slavers still keep them somewhere. The hermit will know. The only way to save her is to bring back her heart. The way is dangerous, and you must hurry. Her time runs short.
Canto,
I'm here.
you're leaving?
Only for a little while. When I come back, everything will be okay.
Promise?
Promise. I brought this back for you. It was the only one left. The slavers took the rest.
Have you figured out how the story ends?
We can make up an ending when I return.
Promise?
Did I own that?
Sorry, I kind of blew that a little bit.
No,
there.
you did not.
It's all
This
good.
is awesome. Hey,
That was
everybody in the
issue
chat.
number 1 for those trying to follow along at home here.
That man, you guys, you knock it out of the park. I'm changing out books now. Acknowledge.
That
All
was
right.
good.
All right, I'm gonna read some of the chat. I'm very grateful we have as many people as we do right now. We got Chrissy Shin, Comic Crazy, Hero and the Kid, Captain Comics, Hack 79, Joe 4771, Superhero Reviews, Dave Scarpa, Superhero Reviews, Scar Pads Comics, Mark Knapp, Frank Corvino, Perry's Comics. Everyone's here. We have 13 viewers now.
And I know they're up there, but we'd again like to speak a little bit about who's here. Dylan,
What
tell a
up?
little about yourself, Dylan. Tell the people what you do.
I'm Dylan's Comics. I do some weekly reviews. I do a boatload of live streams, and I'm always in the community hanging out, whether it be a live stream or in the chat. And I drop my weekly pickups video every Wednesday. I do a weekly video every Monday talking about the preview or the weekly books that will be coming out. And yeah, man, just I'm always talking comics or talking anything that's going on in the community and just hanging out. This community's the best. So come check the channel out. And if you like what you see, man, subscribe and hit that bell notification.
And John, congratulations on breaking 1,000.
Yeah.
It was well deserved. And yeah, man, if you could, can you please explain the diversity in which that you do in this community to the community, please?
I'm just like Dylan was saying. I mean, I loved what Dylan said there. Yeah, I just try to pop in on everybody's shows when I can, and I just love this community, and hanging out with people is the best. And I've never had a group of people to talk comics with like this before. This is insane and amazing, and yeah, I just absolutely cherish all the time getting to hang out. I have a channel, John's Comics with Kids, and me and my daughters hang out every Saturday morning, share what comics we read this last week. I do a show on Wednesday nights with my friend Alec from White Whale Comics. We talk about a book that dropped that week. We read it, discuss it with a friend from the community. And then I hang out on the Comic Core on Wednesday nights because I really do love those guys over there on the Comic Core, and it's one of the best community channels around. So that's what I do. Oh, and I'm dropping a video tonight in an hour and a half ish on my channel. I'm dropping a new review video with silly characters and such in it.
Again, with the diversity, you know, if you guys haven't seen this, check it out. It's the Lego one, right?
Yeah, I got a new Lego. I do a Lego comic book community segment each week. So this one's going to be, I think, a very popular one. Last week was Perry, Edwin, and Rod from the comic Triple Threat. I've had Slab Dragon, TJ Watson, and so I've had a few friends from this community that I got to make into Lego versions. Yeah.
I love the Slab Dragon one. That's one of my favorites.
Oh man, yeah. Definitely gonna have to bring those back here at some point.
Yeah.
Well, Mark and there, pal.
Hi.
The community are not very. Oh my God, Mr. David Boer. Thank you for being here, sir. Mark, Powell, please tell the community about you guys and how they don't know you guys, so tell them about you.
You could start.
We are a part of a YouTube show called Vicious Mockery. I'm a dungeon master and a writer for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't write for Dungeons and Dragons. I write an original Dungeons and Dragons show. And I'm a massive comic book fan. I'm a massive everything geek. You don't even get me started. But Kevin of 1-2 Comic Talk is my older brother. And he's the one who introduced me to comics. Mm-hmm. And when I started developing an interest in acting, well, I think he got the idea that having me read some of these comic books on his show would be a great idea.
Oh, me? Same. I act as a character on Vicious Mockery, and then I'm helping with some of the skits that we're hoping to put on soon.
Yep.
I'm part of the Sketchy Bugs, which is this big artist creator group from the South Bay that houses itself at the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach, where I know a lot of you and a lot of the creators that you guys have talked to, including David, who's done a signing there. Yeah, and I just do my own art stuff. Art by Paula CK, so working on stuff like that. So,
you can check out our Etsy.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how about we jump back into
The next issue.
Yes,
so
sir.
if you recall,
Okay.
where we have left is Canto's on his journey. So what we'll end up doing is
And he is on a journey to rescue his lover's heart.
And what we'll do is we'll have John do the recap, and we'll jump back into it. Can you see the other camera, please?
So we're on Canto, issue 2. Story so far. Canto's people are slaves, forced to feed the fires under Arcana for their masters. They have no names. They are forbidden from love. Their very hearts have been replaced with clocks. But Canto is different. He has a name given by his beloved, and when she is stricken down by a slaver, he knows he must find her heart to save her life. He now takes his first steps on a long journey. Written by David M. Boer, art by Drew Zucker, colors by Vittorio Astoni, letters by Darren Bennett, and editor David Mariette.
Before there was a mountain, before there was a princess, before there was a knight, there was a boy. He lived in a tiny kingdom that was shut out from the rest of the world. The townsfolk lived quiet lives in the corner of their land. The boy dreamed of something more. He dreamed of rivers and castles and horses and dragons, of battles and heroes, and kings and queens. and the sky full of stars. He was young, and he feared that what existed beyond the borders of the place he'd always called home. But this night to be new in his heart, his fears were only dreams of everything that could be. Mm. Come then. My time of fearing the beasts of this world is past. It's you. Thank you, my friend. Wait. Where are you going? What if they come back? Who's there? Who is it? Oh, you came back. What have you gotten into? Oh, it's beautiful. Elder told us of this forest beyond our borders. I'd never believed I'd see them. We must go. The hands of the clock move even when we don't. You aren't coming. Why? You want me to climb on? So we're truly not food, right? Good. The lake, it's enormous. The hermit must live somewhere along the shore. Do your worst.
My worst. You are amusing. Perhaps I will not eat you.
You could speak?
Of course I can speak.
I need to see the hermit.
The hermit, eh? The hermit does not see anyone.
Why not?
She is a hermit.
Someone I care about has been truly damaged, terribly damaged. The hermit might be able to help me find her heart.
You are from Arcana, no? One of the slaves. You are in search of a heart, but not your own. Interesting.
Please, time is running out.
Very well.
Wait, what are you doing? You said you wouldn't eat us.
Little one, what I said was perhaps.
No.
There we are. And we'll
Very
get
visual.
back in there. And community.
Kevin, this is so cool, man.
Performance.
Thanks for doing this, Kevin. This is awesome.
We like your Canto.
Well, what preparation we had and everything, I think it worked out really well. This was fun. And, hopefully down the road, This is where we ask of the community. There's things that we need of you. Please put a comment down there. Please tell us things that you would like us to see perform. Please tell us if you like to perform. This is an open thing. This is an interactive thing. This is a way for all of us to give back.
Ooh, some music. I like that idea.
Oh my God.
I was tempted to. I thought about it. But I didn't know it would have. It's a crack shot when you get music like that, because sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it has to fit.
Right.
Yeah, and it's also hard. You don't want any content.
Like when it gets eaten. Like you didn't expect that. That's like a thrill.
Another thing that we did this for is to promote the fact that, yes, there is a trade coming out. Yes, we all love this book. We didn't do this just because we just randomly and arbitrarily picked something out of the sky. We didn't spin a wheel. We didn't do any of that. This was a purpose-chosen book. This book, for one, allowed my son and I to bond over something that this community loves, and allowed us to be part of this community. This was a way for us to give back to something that we love, to a community that we are just growing so fond of. We just received our first package from Carolina. Chris is a freebie. This community is insane, and when I mean that, I mean it in such it's a hard to digest mental thing of how giving everyone is here. Everyone that you see here, and I don't mean me or Kai included, even though I'm including Kai, gave their time, their effort to come here to perform, and I want to thank them. And without further monopolizing, please, group, throw it out there. Thank you.
And what Booer said, the trade will hit on March 25th.
That's pretty soon, actually.
Yeah.
It is really soon.
And David's one-shot Canto and the Clockwork Fairies will hit in May, and Canto 2 comes out in July.
And if you're curious what that looks like, I've had this on my store folio for the past, I don't know, 2 months.
That was
month and
one
a half.
of the first things you put.
So, yeah, I mean,
the Clockwork Fairies, it's just amazing, man. That's going to be so cool. I can't wait.
What I like about one-shots is, even though they're considered one-shots, it's like fitting an entire 6-issue thing into one comic. Even like The Crows, I felt a big story. There was a lot of reading. It was not your average issue one. It was like an issue one combined into like just one thing.
Yeah, there was a lot around.
And so I feel like maybe David will do the same. Maybe Clockwork Fairies is going to be a thick book that tells an entire adventure in just one book.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm sure it can also connect into what I wouldn't doubt if that one shot also, it's like a one-shot adventure, but it'll probably connect into giving us a little taste of what we got for series 2.
For sure.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But who knows? Either way, man. Either way, I'm buying it. I'm gonna try to get some of those variants too this time, because wow, like flipping through the artwork again. Every time it just captivates me, and I'm like, wow, this book is just so good. Every time you can't get sick of it, man. It just gets better. It's like it gets better each time you read it. Honestly,
and the major reveals in the story, the little. The changes they do in issue 3 and issue 5 and 6, you're like, I didn't expect the story could make those turns. And trust me when I say they're very great, good, dramatic turns, and they're beautiful. And it's a very human story told by little robots, little clockwork men.
It's such an onion, and what I remember fondly is reading issue 5 and being so
taken aback
and hit in the heart, so hard that I remember when we saw Drew, I was like, when I saw David, I told him, I'm like, hey, I was dying for issue 6 because of how you left me in issue 5. And he kind of looked at me like, oh, you're really going to hate me now. And I said, no. Regardless of what turns out, I was just so immersed in the story. So between the art, between the literature, between the onion of the storytelling, because you can look at it as a surface, but the more you dig in there, you can see that there's certain metaphors and symbolisms in there.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's up to the reader to be able to digest and even extract these things. But I mean, I don't know if I was fabricating or if I'm really truly seeing them, but I was getting stuff out of there that it wasn't just there, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's so classically like the hero's journey, and so many layers of like classic stories of when you go to like grim fairy tales and those kinds of things, but you could also look at Arthurian legend kind of things. There's lots. It's so steeped in legend and so beautifully original at the same time, it's really difficult to pull that off.
I agree, because it's easy to be over criticized in a negative manner if it doesn't turn out even halfway decent, So for it to receive the accolades that it has is a testimony of how well it's written and how well it's executed. Because it's
and I feel like I talked to plenty of people in this community who still haven't had the chance to get to it yet, because the books fly off the shelves. It's so hard to get a hold of. So that trade that drops, I know a ton of people that are waiting to buy that. When that drops, they're like, yes, I've got to get this, because I want to know what everybody's talking about.
I'm buying the trade just so that I can read it, because I want to keep the issues pristine, man. Because the issues didn't like we were talking about, some of the issues came damaged. So just want to keep them as nice as I can, because it's going to be so hard to get those first printings in.
Well,
it's just a story I've
already ruined my signed copies because I've been like reading them. But David Brewer signed my copies, and he's a great guy. When I met him, very down to earth, really super nice guy. So support, get the trade, man. Get the trade. It's worth it.
Matter of fact, David is here along with Drew. We invite you to please show up on Saturday morning show. It's called Artist Alley. We will shoot you the link if you'd like to come on. And what the idea about it is Christy Shin's online right now. So Christy and Dylan are essentially my moderators. I sit back, they take care of everything. The show's all about artists, for artists. Since you're going ahead and drop the trade, we invite you to come on, drop your links, drop everything that you have. Just spam the hell out of it, because that's what this channel is about on that Saturday. It's for artists and creators. So please come on, drop your links so everyone knows where to get your books.
So I want to talk about a couple of comments real quick, just because I like to touch on these. These actually, in my opinion, add a lot. So David Brewer said we really wanted to explore Canto's world beyond just his main story, and so maybe he's leading on. The Canto and the Clockwork Fairies might be a lot more world building, like him exploring, figuring out how the world actually works. As we've only seen what happens with this time with the slavers and on his journey to the Shrouded Man. That's it.
Yeah, it's been really tight knit with just I'm excited. So as soon as he said that, I'm like, world building, yes.
And the more to better.
And then as we go down, there was a couple more. David Brewer said we layered it to appeal to specifically all ages. So thrilled that it works. Yeah, I think. And even what Carolina Chris said right here, he recommended it for his friend, and he read it to his daughter at night and before bed, and she loved it. So that's kind of what this is all about.
I agree. And again, that's really difficult to be able to appeal to all ages. I mean, I know that's some of the tough things that actually, I know, John, that you have a hard time. I know Hero and the Kid have difficult times to try to find something that we can share with our children, and that we're proud to do so, and not just doing it to pacify them or to say we bought one for them, but to actually share with.
And those are the things that last, those are the stories that hang on, the ETs of the world, the Harry Potters of the world that last so far beyond just like one kid in one time reading the story that meant something in that moment, but that like span the generations.
Yeah.
Yep.
I totally agree. That's an excellent analogy, because I guess we think of just literature so much that we don't make external comparisons like that, and that's actually a great comparison.
And man, the writing is fantastic. And dude, you cannot talk about how good Zucker did on that artwork. Every time I get so captivated by that artwork. It's so good.
This panel right here, or the splash
like-
page in issue 2 that we just read, where it's like the night running along the illusion of the night and the reality of the night. I love this.
Yeah.
Look at the depth.
That's one of my favorite panels.
And I want to point out, without ruining the story, that panel is a foreshadow.
I like this.
And not a foreshadow of him becoming a knight, but like the truth behind the knight. And you actually hinted to it, John. So I love that. Like it took forethought. It took writing forethought to like say, okay, I'm gonna seed these great ideas to my audience and get them to truly think like about not just the hero's journey, but the value of it, the value of the hero's journey. Like, is this a smart idea for me to do? Is it gonna even come to anything? Is it gonna be fruitful? And I just think Canto is himself is this very vulnerable piece of the puzzle. And I think that vulnerability is why he's so relatable.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I love the movies that Boer mentions, Neverending Story, Dark Crystal, Return to Oz. I feel a lot of that here. It's totally in that you feel like there's an entire world beyond these pages that you've just glimpsed a moment of.
Those are like my childhood growing up. That's why I think it's just so relatable to not only kids but to adults, because you're reading it and you're just like, man, I've seen so many awesome stories like this, and it was just stuff I grew up with, man, and I still love all those to this day, and they're timeless,
Yeah, it's a great job that both he uses the symbolism because we look at the character initially as almost like a robot with a knight's helmet.
Yeah,
but we don't get the true understanding of the symbolism of how he turns himself into this knightly thing. It's just we look at him as just like almost like a robotic character, which again, when we humanize this character that we think of as almost just a robot with this robotic heart, now it's a clock, right?
Yeah.
That we get so much humanism, so we relate to it so much, to the character so much that we no longer think of it as a thing. We think of it as a person or an entity in which that we truly care for. So it doesn't matter the form of it. We've by issue 1, we've already grown to love the thing just for the selflessness of its journey, and it's trip, and that's what really got me is I was like, okay, I'm in. As soon as I was even just reading some of the just brief little captions of what this thing was going to be leading on about, I was like, I'm in. Where do I find this thing? And then I found out how difficult it was to find. So much like some of the books that Kai and I have had, we have bought into that have turned scarce. We talked to one another. Is it really worth the pursuit? Is it worth We drove down to Golden Apple to go, hey, we're here. Oh, well, we sold the last incentive, but we still have these books left. And I'm like, whatever we can get, we're here we love this story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. And also great to meet him because again, it turned the thing that we were there to buy, a thing, into something more than the thing. We got to meet the individual, and so we got to relate it to the person.
Yeah. At the time, since that's when we started, I was almost blind. I was almost confused, because you were like, "Hey, let's go to this comic signing," and then I was like, okay." And so we went, and it was cool. And slowly, up until now, my love for the comic community has grown, and we have this to treasure that
memory. This is our memory. Some people look at things as a commodity or some valuable asset that'll be down the road, and I look at it as we sealed
it's
up
hard
our
to
memory.
see, but
and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right here.
When I got him, I would have went for the variants and everything, but I wanted the David Boer covers because I'm like, I want the guys that created this. I was like, I want all his artwork, because these two created it. I still, maybe one day I'll track down some variants or an incentive maybe, but they're probably too pricey. But I always said, I was like, nah, man, ever since I read that first one, I was like, dude, I got to have everything that these guys did, you know, because the Zucker just killed it, man, on the artwork.
Yeah, you know, it's another thing that when you, I guess another comparison. I know we're slightly deviating, but when people get together where chemistry works, you know, you want it, you want to maintain that. So this is
Yeah.
obviously, um, Drew and David have a relationship that they're able to, you know, produce this type of material. And Dylan, the reason why I'm saying, you know, I'm deviating, you know, as well as I do, because you and I have the same love for Donnie Cates and Stegman stuff. When these guys get together, you know, it's a home run. It's something for us. You know, I
Yeah.
can't speak for everyone in the community, but I look at this as the same thing. So that's why I'm chomping at the bit for the next stuff. I can't wait.
Seriously.
And talking about what Drew Zucker just said, I'm very glad that they had that level of success. They deserve it.
Oh, hey, you're very welcome. I mean, I can't thank you enough for putting out a book that, again, that, you know, we can relate to, and there's so many people in the community that can do, and it's nice to see something that goes beyond just a regular story. And what I mean by that is, you know, we can pull little morals and little things out of it that are just they're awesome. There's philosophy here, you know. So that's not also not an easy thing to pull off. Yeah, hey, you know what, guys? This was so fun. So again, we have to ask the community one. I mean, what are we gonna read next? You know, I know is Perry there? Someone's got to get Perry.
He was in the chat a second ago.
Was he?
Yeah, like
Discovery
nah,
Nation.
it was a little bit ago.
Hey,
20 minutes.
JD.
Yeah, he probably bounced like 20 minutes ago, I bet. Unless he's still lurking.
I'm actually quite pleased.
I want to read them other issues, man. I want to hear Marker's Canto voice.
Yeah, you know what? Again, John. No. John, Mark, Powell, you guys
I like
killed it.
John's elder voice.
You
John's
guys
elder
Can't
voice.
forget about John. John killed the elder. John slayed the elder.
How much prep did you guys do? Because to be honest, I didn't do a whole lot.
I didn't do
But I
any.
didn't do a whole lot either. You know, so
I
but
read it a couple more times because I've read it twice or three times. I read it once and then I read it with each of my girls. And so but it had been a little while since I'd read it. So I spent the last couple nights reading through it again just to kind of get a feel for it. And I did, you know, my wife kept catching me talking in weird tongues and, you know, doing stupid crap. I went full Scottish at one point. It did not work. No, it was way too Shrek. And, but it was fun. It was a lot. I mean, it was just fun being in it. This is what I like doing with my girls at night when we're reading books. I don't know if you guys are Harry Potter fans, but they released a play, right? The latest version of Harry Potter is now like a sequel play. Parts playing in London and England, and out in San Francisco and New York.
Yeah, it's here now.
Look into that, man. I love Harry Potter.
Well, Kate and I got the book, my oldest daughter and I, and my wife doesn't like to read. She loves to be read too. So Kate and I, like, she did all the female parts and I did all the male parts, and we acted out. The full play was a blast. And she's doing British accents, and yeah, it was amazing. It's too much fun. This stuff's great.
Pal and I are kind of known to do the same thing. We did the same thing with Watchmen. We did the same thing with Sandman. And so, like, reading it to each other, enjoying it together is it's more joyful. Like when that's the reason why Kevin's the 1-2 Comic Talk idea to build a community makes so much sense, because when you read something as a community, when you do something as a community, you guys we can share ideas and grow and have new ideas. My vocal training, I pretty much just put myself in the headspace of like someone who was very vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Like I thought of myself as a very vulnerable person. I have a lot of theatrical training and background, so I think less of the voice and more of the
character.
The emotion,
Yeah.
the character, like what the character's going through. Like I could have done the English accent, but
I
I
don't think it was necessary. with them.
I'm sorry, Kevin, if you really wanted that English accent. I didn't go into it, but it is there, but I feel it's a bit phony at times. Especially for a Yank to do a Brit voice.
Well, and for the main character that you really want to emotionally connect with, you don't want anything that pulls away from that. So that was what I loved about the delivery for me. It was great.
Yeah, I loved your elder John. I was like, I was totally in it. You made me totally in it.
Yeah, it was perfect.
You know, when you guys started getting into it, I found myself lost at a couple moments, only because I was listening and enjoying it. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I got a little job here to do. I mean, as small as it is, stay with it. Stay with it.
Yeah, I was kind of in that same position. I wasn't doing anything, but I was like, it was as if I was reading it for the first time again.
I would say, Kev, the only thing you should try to see if you can get a closer angle on the book.
Yeah.
When I was looking down, it was still good. Just if you can get like almost like the whole picture, the book. You know what I mean? Like
I raised it too high to try to get too much, and I will work on it.
It was still fine. I was just for future references, you know.
Well, no, and that's what we need. You know, we need you guys. Everyone. Yeah, I mean, down the road, I want to make this as
I don't know
polished as possible.
I don't know how family friendly you want this series to go, but obviously, I mean, Discovery Bay shouted out Once in Future. I know there's a lot of great Boom Studio, a little edgier.
Well, when you said that, I'm like, that's excellent.
Well, I mean, if you ever wanted to not keep it kid friendly, you would just update the title, say like 1-2 Comic Talk After Dark.
Or we will figure all this out down the road, because I think another book that got Kai and I together that we love
was Pretty Violent,
and I would love to do Pretty Violent. That would be so fun.
I feel like there's a couple characters that I don't know, just seeing that whole thing being voice acted seems cool.
Awesome. So I mean, yeah, we definitely need a lot of comments in there to figure things out. We as a community, we're going to be rotating bodies in and out. I mean, as you saw, I'm not doing anything. So we'll be maxing things, and we'll be figuring out how we decide books, and more importantly, we want contribution from you guys. So when I mean contribution is, Chrissy, you're hanging out, Carolina, Chris, you're hanging out, Mark, JB. When I say contribution, I'm talking about you guys. We may be asking you to come on and read with us. Especially if it's something that hits you, and if there's a story there, we decide that we want you on.
I want John as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, again, that now you can see how well it works between John and Mark and Powell.
I know.
You could actually, what I could see is I could see with Perry, and I can see, I don't know, doesn't Drew?
Drew's got an amazing voice.
That's what I mean. I could see you guys getting together and just doing something awesome. And actually, and Kat in there too. I mean, there is a whole crew. So now it's a matter of content. What content we do, and trying to figure out how often.
Hey everybody, Carolina Chris says he has a couple second prints of Canto #1. If anyone wants it. Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Contribution. Appreciate that, man.
Said I'm willing to come off one right now.
The cats are going.
So hey, you know what? Since Chris is here, you guys mind if I steal a moment? He threw out us. He just recently hit 500. Carolina, big shout out. If you haven't hit Carolina Chris's page, please do so. I'm sure once you go ahead and hit it, you'll end up subscribing to. But check him out. Community, if you don't mind, I'm going to take off, and we're going to open up a package thrown out to us by Chris.
What?
As soon as we were done with issue 2, I was like, please tell me we're doing issue 3. It was so good.
Well,
Ben,
there's always next week.
We got to leave them wanting more.
Hey,
There's
this
always
is
next week.
Oh, no doubt. For real, like
I-
both
I
you and Pow did
covered
so good
it.
together.
No, I'm not
You
covered,
pulled
but-
the girl voice perfect, and you with Canto, you back and forth. You guys are awesome. I can tell you guys have been doing this. You know, like you said, you guys do your reading, but John did so good with the Elder too. I was so happy when Kev told me he got you. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
I want to. Thank you,
Sorry,
Caroline,
that's crazy.
for pointing this out.
We have
I'm
cats
not gonna
literally
go
exploding
on
over
a
here.
certain side for obvious reasons,
Yeah.
but all I can say is he did ship it out to 1-2 Comic Talk, so that was interesting. See,
Yeah. And full disclosure, I don't know if I said it before. I believe I did. One of the reasons why I accepted this gift was
by accident almost.
the reason why I accepted it is I wanted Carolina Chris's address, and this was a good way to get it.
Clever. I love it.
So, Chris, I appreciate it. You the man.
Ooh,
You're
Carolina Chris, you wrapped this thing pretty good because that's some good tape
And-
right there. I'm gonna.
woman,
I think I can
you
do it.
Are a very gracious individual. I was watching your video, and I don't even know if Dylan realized this. Dylan, the book that he sent you out, that first print of that Venom Island 21,
Yeah,
I believe that was his only book.
the variant.
The
Oh, I
Crane
know
one.
he said that he picked up. I thought no, he had two of those. I
He
think
bought a second print.
he did, but no, when he pulled that out, I swear he pulled out two because he was like, "No, I got a second one. I'll give you." I could be wrong.
Yeah, I
either,
wasn't.
dude, either way, bro, that was fire as hell of him to do that. He didn't have to do that, even if he had 10 copies. He didn't have to do
Well,
that.
even out of nowhere, he decided, hey, you know what, Dylan? You don't have this here. Take this. Oh, I got this. Take that. So my point is, damn, Chris, you're a one giving individual, and your gratitude
We all
is not going
appreciate you in this
underappreciated.
community.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm trying to reciprocate for him, and I should have that Scotty Young coming, and I'm gonna hook him up with one.
Yes, that was a cat. Sorry, Carolina Chris. That was a cat. Our cats are going crazy in the background.
And I will say that
I have a
my
cat named Guts, and it is an insane little guy.
Yeah,
I've
That's the
seen him
one.
before.
that's the one causing problems.
my Canto issue 1 was a gift from this community.
Really?
D Comic Queen Nat sent me an issue number 1 first print, and I was like blown away. I couldn't believe what a crazy kind gift.
Yeah, Chris knows how to pack his stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
I like that. I can respect that.
Kind of hard to get it open though,
That's true.
but that's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot.
AJ, I like how all over the package you just write "Do not bend, do not bend, do not bend."
Okay.
Yeah, no, he does have another. I think he picked that second print up just to get it, because it is it's like a different color, which the
it's
second print
slightly
was really
gold.
cool too.
Okay.
Chris
there's-
wrote on this, my guy, better late than never.
No, late. Are you kidding me? You sent it right out immediately. I still have yet to send out all kinds of stuff. Dylan's still yet to get his Venom Good Son book, and Hero and the Kids yet to get their shirts. But
I can't see what it says here because the tape scribbled it off, but it says I think it says
Enjoy.
enjoy something.
I don't know. Woof.
It says WF. Whatever. Still, thank you so much. This is cool. Should I use
You know what I think is fun?
what?
Check this out. Hey, JB, I don't know if you can see this, but no pull tabs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to.
There you go, son. No, you're
I want to be careful. With
you
these
are
comments.
being very careful. I could tell. But you're gonna make this community wait like agony. Hey,
I'll
it's
get
going
through it.
to be painful.
I'll get through it.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing, John. I was like, oh, I better put my stuff back.
I didn't want anything to get damaged.
Yeah, no, I agree. As it is, I got to get these. My issue number 2s, both of them have bad creases. I got to get them.
Yeah, I only got the first 5 issues because a buddy of mine who I met at my LCS, who also has a channel, he doesn't really do much on it, but he just happened to say, "Hey, I've seen your channel." We talked. He's like, "I'm selling all 5 of mine. I don't need them," and I bought them right then and there. But issue 1 was the second print, and then I was mentioning my books to try to get in 2020, and I mentioned this one, and D Comic Queen Nat. She messaged me on Instagram. I was like, "Oh, I've got one here. You can have it." And didn't even I was like trying to make her let me pay you for this, and she just sent it. Amazing.
It's a good community.
Unreal.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
That issue 5 and that issue 6 just killed me.
All right.
But I loved
This
it.
is
I mean,
it.
I fell in love with it issue 1, but damn, issue.
Damn, bro.
No,
The amount of tape.
and you know the cool thing is I'm learning. I've yet to ship out, so I'm looking at how I get my stuff and how people ship stuff. So,
And as far as feeling like your stuff is late, I literally did a contest in September and shipped the books that my winners won in January. So I might hold the record for slowest.
oh, okay,
But they got the books. That's all that matters, right?
yeah, exactly. 2 months. You know,
Tell
hey,
me, I'm being stupid.
what happened?
Tape.
Hold on.
10 pieces of tape holding it together.
We'll do that, and then we'll just do that. And I love extra boards too.
All right. So we
Kill
got
myself.
the Magnificent Miss Marvel.
Ooh, is that what I think that is? That number 10. Look at that. Second print. First appearance of, can't remember the name. Stormbringer. First cover appearance.
We have Miles Morales. It's a number 13. It's cover 1 second print. I think.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, this is that ugly baby. Ugly baby. It looks more male than female. That's why it's hard to believe that if this is Spider Zero, it's like, are you kidding me?
So we got the Immortal Hulk. It's the number 30. Just first everything.
Which I love this cover. I don't know if
Oh, it's
I
so
know
good.
Dylan, right, Dylan?
Yeah,
Are you reading it?
yeah, I'm reading it.
I stopped at 25, like most other people.
We have this very nice Superman cover.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, he did say that. That was 19. Yeah. Oh, this is. You know what? Coincidentally, Ramita is going to be at
Mega.
Rocket. He's going to be at Rocket down in San Diego, and he's going
He's
to be
going to be at MegaCon too.
Oh, is he? He'll be giving 3 free signatures at Rocket.
We have the
Ooh.
Wolverine versus Blood number 1.
Yeah, this is. I missed the boat on this one, Carolina. Thank you. They had these things at Paradise, and I didn't get it. So thanks.
And then finally, we have the Toxic Avenger.
No way, seriously,
Toxic Avenger.
oh, my
That's
God,
awesome.
dude. Oh, this thing. Hey, Mark.
With the baby, I love it.
This is awesome, dude. Thanks, man. You're awesome.
Oh, Toxic
Make it
Avenger.
Carolina Chris.
Yeah, sub them up, man. This is in good condition too, dude. Wow. Now I'm gonna have to go out and get all these the first issues and stuff now. Takes me right back, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Carolina. I appreciate it. And again, congratulations on hitting 500, man.
Yes, sir.
That was fun, Roman.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, God Tank. I'm having a lot of fun reading those with Charlie and Kate. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to start a book because we're really just trying to finish book 2, and then I think we're probably going to roll and just start book 3 and just see how that goes.
Yeah, I when you did that one on Super Bowl, I was like, I watched that for a good 15, 20 minutes because I don't watch sports. So I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Me
I'm like,
neither,
wait,
yeah.
can't believe I'm doing this. I had books to read too, and I found myself listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, this was so fun that we got to do that reading. I think that was my favorite part of this entire thing.
This was
Heck
cool,
yeah.
man.
That was a blast.
More to come.
Yes,
More to
sir.
come. Definitely. Yes. We projects in the works. Projects
Yeah.
in the works.
You know, we will definitely discuss it. We'll figure it out. I mean, I definitely got to get in touch with Perry. I would love to do this again next Thursday. Mark, are you open for a Thursday next week?
You know it.
Dylan.
Yep. I'm free.
Cool. John.
Most Thursdays I should be able to do it, so that sounds good to me.
Thursday it is. We chose a good day.
Yeah, I think that'll work out. You know, I mean, we'll talk to Perry. We'll see what he has to say. I definitely want to find something that we all enjoy, but I have a couple ideas, and like I said, Usagi Yojimbo was definitely one, and then I know that there's a couple other things that he likes that I do too. So we'll hit him up. We'll see what he says, but I definitely want to throw a good roll at him, and I want to expand it. You know, one day I want to do David Pepos' story, which is Going to the Chapel. One, if you haven't read it, hey, Perry, yeah, someone wants you, dude. You got the link. Jump on. Don't be stranger. Come
Oh, if you have the
on.
link, did you send it to
You
him?
don't even make content.
Yeah, but Perry, Kevin's got something to tell you, bro. I'm about to send you the link. I'm
Lurker?
sending you the link on IG, bro. You better be on. I'm timing you.
I'm gonna have to bounce out, Kevin, because I got to put the girls to bed, and then I got a live premiere in about 45 minutes.
Which, yeah, we'll be done by then, and we're all going to check out.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, thank you, sir, greatly.
Thank
And
you so much, Mark. It was awesome meeting you, Kevin and Kai. You guys keep up the good work, and Super D. I'm gonna see you again soon, right?
Yes, sir. You already know. You said Super D. It took me a second. I was like, me, right?
All right, guys. You have a good night.
Name.
Thank you, too. Take
Hey,
care.
have a good night, John.
We'll probably be heading off soon too.
Freaking, what do you mean? Freaking Barry's in the shower. What the hell?
Oh, well then
Get
that's
the
me.
hell out of here. All right, well,
For me, would you?
Grab what stuff?
Get up. I'll go that way. Grab my
What are we
vase.
grabbing? What are we
Grab my
grabbing?
hey, it was good to see Kai active in the stream with us today. I feel like he never comes and hangs out with us no more.
Well,
glad
you would
to
rather
see him.
want to hang out, play video games more
Oh
times.
man, I know how it is when you're a teenager.
Hey, video games will be there tomorrow. This is a fun moment. Let's do it. You know,
That's
that's
why
what I
I'm
think.
glad he was here. I can't get over, man. Like when I was listening to you voice Canto, I was like, that's so fucking awesome.
Now you know why I wanted him. You know, I knew John was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Just like with Perry.
yeah.
But is this what I think this is?
Yeah.
But well, I knew once you heard Mark, you'd be like, okay, now I know why Kevin was so adamant about having him. And same thing with Pal. You can hear her. I mean, when she kicked in with her voice, I did not recognize her at all.
Yeah, I know. She did perfect.
She actually needed to go to work because she works very odd hours, but she gives her love to the community, and I'm very sure that she's very thankful that you guys enjoyed her voice.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Both of us have some nasal congestion, so excuse any of that if you heard any of that.
Oh, hey. Thanks, Perry. The new guy, that's my brother. Yeah, he is pretty cool. He really is.
Christy,
Yeah,
Kai plays The Witcher or Monster Hunter or something, right?
Yeah, he all that stuff. Kai, Marky, they all that play that shit.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Monster Hunter World's the best Monster Hunter ever made, and The Witcher 3 is it was Game of the Year 2015. Like, hands down, it's a beautiful game. It's a great game.
Heck yeah. That's one I still gotta get, man. I was late on it. I'm still late on it.
You can get it for really cheap on Steam and you know any of the sales, and they come with all the DLC, and it's a darn good, well-made game, great story.
Yeah.
Like if you liked Elder Scrolls Skyrim,
Yeah.
then this will blow that out of the water because
Yeah.
that has a garbage storyline compared to Witcher 3.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
liked all those games too growing up, so I can't believe it. It was probably just the year it came out. I wasn't big into games at the time or something. Who knows? But I'm hoping to get it, find it for a cheap price, you know?
Yeah. I
All
would
right,
highly
Perry, you got
suggest-
no excuse, man. I dropped it right in the chat.
And I would also highly suggest that you watch the Witcher series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I did. I love
yeah.
it.
I mean, everything is beautifully acted. The combat in it, especially episode 1, has great combat. The Yennefer, the character, has been developed so well. The books don't do her justice. They actually wrote storyline for her for the Netflix show,
Really.
and it shines because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's such a good character.
I've listened to some of the audio books for the original novels, and they did really good at like literally taking words and stuff right from the book into the show.
Yeah.
The books are really good.
Yeah, the books are very good. And I'm like you, Dylan. I've actually listened to a ton of the audiobooks.
Yeah. I love audiobooks, man. And sometimes like with novels too, you got to put so many hours in. And sometimes I just like to play one and then I'll literally like close my eyes and like get in that headspace. You know what I mean? I don't know. I love that.
I go for walks and jogs and stuff. And an audiobook while you're on a jog, I can't. That's a pleasure I wish everyone can enjoy.
I'm gonna have to try that. Cause I just do it like before bed or when I'm just like laying around or something. But I love it.
That's good. I turn my brain off and I just go for a run.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So cool. Hey, what up, Bruce? Thanks for hanging, brother.
Oh, Lock and Key on Netflix. I do need to try that. I need to try that.
It's a good one. I love the graphic novels, really good, but they do really good on the story.
Well, what's up with him?
He always does that. If he thinks he hears something, it's nothing.
Well, Kevin, it has been a pleasure.
You gonna bail?
And I hope to see you all next week for some sweet, sweet comic book interpretations theatrically.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Mark, thank you. I appreciate you being here, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. I can't wait to do this again. I really can't. This was really awesome. But man, I wanted Perry to jump in here before and wish that you left. Perry,
Well, he said he was in the shower, so I don't think he was gonna. That's why I was like, might as well tell him before he hops off, and he might have already hopped off.
you know
So
what we'll do?
Might as well keep this one short so we can get a good replay. If they see it's a long stream, they might
I
get
agree.
intimidated.
So, how about we sign out? We'll see what's going on. Maybe we can jump on with what's his name, Disco later on, and maybe we could talk, or we could start another thing later. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I want to thank the community for jumping in. I want to thank Mark for doing this. I want to thank Dylan for doing this. I want to thank both of them for inspiring this to happen and assisting so greatly. Prior in which I let these guys go, I'm going to let them take themselves out by first. Mark, tell us what's going on and what you're thinking about in the future.
Well, I hope I can read some of the in the future. I hope I can read some of like the classic graphic novels for you guys and do some of those characters. I would love to get a V for Vendetta going, or any of the Alan Moore stuff. I would love to read that in this format because it's just so good. And you can check me out on Vicious Mockery on YouTube, and you can watch the 100+ episodes of my Dungeons and Dragons original adventure, where I am the dungeon master and narrator and villain and, everything. So if you want to hear more of my voice, please check me out on YouTube.
Awesome. And Dylan, how about tell the people just a way to take us out?
No worries. I just dropped my weekly pickups video. My weekly comic book rant is what I call it, where I tell you about what I picked up this week at my comic book store and tell you a little bit about the books without giving spoilers. I had a Birds of Prey review come out. I'll probably be doing a review for Undone by Blood. And, I'm doing live streams daily, man. I do, if not one live stream, I do 2 to 3. So, come check out the channel, Dylan's Comics. You find me on all social media outlets under Dylan's Comics. And yeah, man, come check your boy out and hit that subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos we do.
Exactly. So, hey, I know Kai just took off, but I know to speak for him, he enjoyed himself. I enjoyed myself. We're going to try to make this a semi-regular thing. We're going to figure all that out. We're going to figure out content. I think we're having a good grasp of this. We dig your attendance. We appreciated doing this. We had a great time. I hope you guys did too. If you did, hit that like. If you really liked it that much, throw the subscribe out there. We appreciate that. And I'm talking to Mark on Vicious Mockery. I'm talking to Dylan. And then, hey, we would appreciate more information in the sense of throw us a comment. We'd appreciate that. And we'll take that in consideration as far as future content from us with Mark and Dylan and Kai and I at 1-2 Comic Talk. We out.